Reverend Raj. Hey, you know what? And I need to really make this video to help you understand something. First of all, if you are an American citizen, above anything, American citizen, born here, mom's here, dad's here, was here, or however you want to look at it, it's time to get up and vote. Unfortunately, now if no in the I would have to say the black community, they put so many black men in jail and there's so many felonies out there that unfortunately they can't vote. All right. So, but the black women can. You follow me? The people they left as head of households, So now it's time, everybody, no matter what you are, independent, Democrat, or Republican, if you are American Democrat, you follow me? Because we're not talking about that socialist party, that DSA that's coming. All right. Now that's a danger zone. I'm trying to tell you already know. Unfortunately, you're being gaslighted by the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and CNN and, and NBC Now. All right, those are the worst of the worst. All right, they couldn't and what's that show, The View? Man, they couldn't tell the truth if their life depended on it. I'm talking about they lied just as much as they breathe. So I'm trying to help you here. This is a live situation, so, I mean, I understand no one's really listening to it right now, but I'm trying to help you guys out. Okay, so let's get to the straight of humors, the real issues with Tony J. Hey, the strait is open. It's been open. Ships are going back and forth. Now, there's an occasionally, launch by the IRG, but you know what? What they're launching can't stop a ship. It only causes damage. Now, hey, that's not good. Don't get me wrong. It's a financial hit, but hey, it's wide open. There's absolutely no reason for us to be paying 6.19 a gallon for gas, for diesel. As you see, I'm in a semi. I'm in one of my semis, and 6.19. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So, and in the trucking world, I'm going to break this down for you. In the trucking world, if you take a $2,800, say your Raycon, I got to tell you about these Raycon for the truckers. You might want to cue in on this. If you take a 6.18 a gallon, you got $2,800, and let's say you got 1,100 miles. Okay, you're now at about 233 a gallon. I mean 200. I mean 233 rate per mile. All right. So when you're at 233 on your rate per mile, you know what I'm saying. So now you got to factor in, how much your truck can do. How many miles per gallon you're going to get, and that's going to be based on your weight. All right. So if you're carrying 44,000, you're down to 5 miles per gallon. 5 to 6 miles per gallon. If you're coming from, say, Rhode Island, all right, and keep this in mind as you go through Rhode Island. All right, and you hit Connecticut, Hartford, and then you're going down through New York, across to George Washington, $130 to cross that bridge. That bridge has been paid for 29 times. That is absolutely ridiculous. So when you factor in your tolls, it's going to cost you about 240 to get out of there. All right. And then you're trucking down. Say you take the 78. Now you can take I-95, but I-95 now is controlled by AI. It's writing tickets whether you like it or not. Man, there's cameras everywhere. So you take all that situation and then you factor that in plus your miles per gallon. Hey, guess what? That load is somewhere around $1,200 now. 12 and 1,500. So is that fair? Absolutely not. So now you have to get on these brokers. All right. Now, and what I mean by the brokers, now there's some good brokers out there, who are doing their job. When you get your Raycon, you see their name, their license number, the MCDOT number, their ability to operate through the FMCSA. All right. No, that gives them the key. It's supposed to be listed on every rate confirmation. So if you get a rate confirmation where and it tells you that it's not, all right, especially if you're working for any of the Chicago companies, some are good and some are completely phony. They're double booked. All right. So you take a rate confirmation and then let's say, you got an imaginary issue. All right. All you gotta do is call the number. If that number puts you down to an AI situation and then you want to get help, immediate help, or you got a question or anything like that, it tells you that please leave your name and number, and we'll see if the Google subscriber can respond to you. At that point in time, that's a double booking. Yes, they have taken the load. The load was probably 36, 3,700, and they gave all the lease operators 2,800, and they basically stole it from you right off the bat. Right off the bat, you've been hit. All right. And then for those guys, unfortunately, they got to pay fuel. They got to pay tolls, as they accumulate all this cost to finish the load. When you finish your 110 a mile, you might as well be a CPM. You know, that's a person gets paid per mileage, or they give you 30% of the load. But the rate con itself from the very beginning is a lie. Oh, you're not listening to me, But anyway, let's get back to this Gulf Council. The Saudi Arabia and all the Arab countries have gotten together and at this point, and they have joined and said that they're going to take straight. All right, so they want America out. All right, and they want our ships out. When our man Donald Trump, the president, said that Cuba's next, believe what he say. When those ships turn around and back out of the strait, what they're gonna do? They're gonna go straight into Cuba. So Cuba, I don't know how to put this to you. Within a few seconds, you're about to be hit. Real, real talk, real situation. You already don't have the funds to do anything. All right, it's hard over there. They're living off the land, and the land, Cuba, man, Cuba is gorgeous. And I'm trying to tell you, but it's hilly country. So that's very profitable, and the resources are phenomenal, but can't nobody get in there. So, hey, so when Trump tells you that he's about to do something, you might want to believe him. It's coming your way. So we're looking at that. So what have we dealt with? We dealt with the outrageous landed pricing of fuel in America, knowing that the strait is wide open. We are producing more oil now than ever before. There is no reason for anybody to be paying 625, 630 at Pilot Travel Centers. Man, Pilot now loves them too. Pilot is the worst. I'm telling you right now. They give you this gas card, and now it has a cashback value to the people who have that RTS account. So because you pay so much more, they're going to give you back 25, 30, 35, 40 cents. So they force their drivers to use it, and so they're making 40 cents a gallon on all their trucks. And some companies share it with you. They'll give you half of it. Some companies don't, but they'll force you to do those things. Now, if you're smart, you'll use your own money. Hey, use your own money, go get mud flap, and then knock that out, bro. And that's going to equal about $500 a week. Real talk. So I am trying to help you guys, but hey, I'm not sure you're listening. I'm not sure you're listening. So we know that. So we now know that the IRG every now and then launches something stupid. I personally wouldn't be surprised if one of the older Democrats, that was in office who just left, who has a funny taste of freakiness, is calling the shots behind the scene. The Democrats, they can't close down the government no more because they've been taken over by the DSA, you know, and that radical view is hurting us. I'm trying not hurting us because I'm trying to tell you people that you must get out and vote and shut this down. How can you vote somebody in office who said they want to wipe their rear end with the flag? Oh wait, do you take any pride in yourself? How can you possibly vote for any party that wants to change the gender of a young trucking people within the trucking situation? Give me a second, all right? What? Oh, also, I was just making a vehicle. All right, all right, yeah. So, this guy wants his money. It's a paid parking lot, and him. And so at the end of this, I must close this, and I really don't want to. I'm glad you saw this because this guy wants you to pay to even stop here for a second. So I would have to say this, and I'll close this video with this. All right. America, if you notice that Iran is being kicked out of, and all their entities or anything they support is being kicked out of Dubai, they're taking back their visas and they're deporting. All right. So that's something that all of us should do. Every one of us, we should do that right away. All right. So as you listen to this, it's necessary for us to take notes. Bro, America, if you want it back, you're probably going to have to go back to the Japan situation. You follow me? Pearl Harbor, things of that sort. It's time, to ensure America. As you know, they were trying to blow up Albany. Real talk. Just yesterday, buying bomb material. Man, they are here to protect us. And now, last but not least, this fraud, this fraud is in all the blue states. How can you keep these people in office? I am shocked. I can't even believe at this point in time we are at a point whereas we have allowed these people to hurt us over and over again and turn around and vote. Are you serious right now? So, hey, Real Issues One, Tony J. I just wanted to share that with you. God bless you.